Michael Moore used a clip of my next guest in his film Sicko to tout Canada's universal healthcare system, but she says she would not wish that system even on Michael Moore. Sally Pipes is the author of Miracle Cure, How to Solve America's Healthcare Crisis and Why Canada is Not the Answer. Also with us, Tracy Burns and Pat Powell. So Sally, you're saying the push to look at Canada as an example is the wrong one. It's bad. Why?
Absolutely, because I think a lot of people in America don't realize, and Michael Moore never mentioned this in his movie, Canada suffers from long waiting lists for care. The average wait from seeing a primary care doctor to getting treatment by a specialist is just over 4 months. They have ration care, so that if you want to get an MRI or a CT scan, you have long waits. My mother was told at her age she couldn't have an MRI and waited 6 months to get a CT scan. And then when you look at access to the latest technology, whether it be MRI, CT scan, lithotripsy machines, Canada ranks 13th out of 22 countries, OECD countries, that's the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, in MRIs, and 17th out of 21 countries in CT scanners. So people have to wait a long time, and this has an impact on outcomes. And so I think, Americans are much more impatient.
Well, Tracy, one could argue all the above true, but it's cheap.
But our system is being abused. Our system is the best system in the world. People get on planes from all over the world to come here for our health care. People need to remember this. What they're doing, though, is because of these $10 copays, $20 copays, we abuse it. We get the sniffles, we go to the doctor. But if you have to pay for something, if you're in for plastic surgery, you actually research, you figure out how much it's going to cost you, just like you're shopping for anything else. We don't shop for health care in this system, and we need to teach people to prevent disease.
What do you think of that, Patricia?
Well, I think Tracy's right, but I think that if we just sort of buy into that and don't really look a little harder, we're going to go down a road where we don't want to be. This system is unsustainable as it currently exists. We cannot afford to maintain this system.
Our system?
Our system's unaffordable.
So the Canadian system wouldn't be a better?
Well, I don't want to argue for the Canadian system. What I really want to argue for is if we don't take a look at it hard soon, we could end up with something like the Canadian system.
Okay, Sally, what about a link between the two?
Well, I mean, Canada and Cuba are the only two countries in the world that outlaw private medicine and private health care. Although it is interesting, the Canadian Supreme Court in June '05 ruled that the ban on private health care and private health insurance was illegal because of the long waits. Okay. I think the American system is the best, and we can do some things to solve the problem.
Sally, real quick, we're running out of time. Did Michael Moore clear the use of the clip of you in his movie?
No, he did not.
All right, that's a shock. All right, Sally, I want to thank you very much. Tracy Burns, Patricia Powell.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.